Hello friends, this is Anoki and today we are going to start the lesson 1 for the class 5th students and the topic is the gems of the Indian history. The gems of the Indian history are popularly known as our history heroes. So let's start our video. Firstly, we will start from the Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was a poet, writer, musician and philosopher. He was born in 1861 in Calcutta, now which is Kolkata. His parents were Debendranath Tagore and Sarada Devi. Young Tagore was popularly known as Ravi. Music was an important part of the Tagore family. Ravi is too like poetry and music. He wrote the first poem Ban Phool when he was just 15 years old. It was later published in a magazine. Rabindranath Tagore had a keen interest in the folk music of the Bengal. He used it in many songs like Jana Gana Mana. Our national anthem was composed by Rabindranath Tagore. The national anthem of Bangladesh, Amar Sonar Bangla, was also composed by him. Tagore wrote nearly 50 books and more than 3,000 poems. He was awarded as the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1931 for his book Gitanjali. He was also honored by the British government. However, he returned the honor to protest against the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Tagore founded a school at Shanti Niketan in the West Bengal in 1901. It is known as the Vishwa Bharatiya University. Tagore devoted a great deal of the time of this school. He lived till they passed in the 1941. J.P. Naik. J.P. Naik was a freedom fighter, humanist, thinker, socialist and educationist. He is recognized by the UNESCO alongside Rabindranath Tagore and Mahatma Gandhi as he was one of the three pioneers of Indian educationist. Also known as an institution maker, he was born in the Bhairevadi, a very small town in the Kolhapur district. He began his educational activities right from 1930s by establishing primary schools in the rural areas. Naik founded the Indian Institute of Education in 1948 and authored 2 books on the history of the modern Indian education. He served as a member of Secretary in the Indian Education Commission for 1964 to 1966. He was also the educational advisor to the government of India. He was awarded as the Padma Bhushan in 1974. So our next topic is about the Kalidas. Kalidas was a Sanskrit poet, dramatist and probably the greatest Indian writer. He lived during the region of the King Chandragupta and also Vikramaditya of the Gupta dynasty. Kalidas wrote some very famous works. 2 famous poems are रघु वसमा मतलब होगा इसका कि डायनेसिटी ऑफ रघु एंड कुमार संभवा birth of Kumar the war god. His works include Meghdutta and Ritush Samhara. The most famous work of the Kalidas was Abhijana Shakuntalam. It is based on the events and characters when from the Mahabharata. The play is popular not only in India but throughout the world. It has translated into many Indian and foreign languages. So, about Kalidas, Kalidas is a great poet, dramatist, and probably the greatest Indian writer. As you know, he lived in the Chandragupta and also Vikramaditya of the Gupta dynasty. Kalidas is very famous poet and an Indian dramatist and other things. So, our next topic is about the Charpa who wrote the Charka Samhita. Medicine was very advanced in ancient India, unlike the West. Atharva Veda was the first Indian book that was related with diseases and their treatment. Later, two famous works of medicines were written. These were written by as Shushruta Samhita, written by Shushruta, a surgeon, and the Charika Samhita, written by Charika, a physician. These two famous scholars of the Ayurveda were the pioneers in developing the medical science in the ancient India. In the Shushruta Samhita, Shushruta described the method of operating contracts. He also described the method of the surgical removal of stones in the gallbladder, kidney, treating the fractures, and he also invented techniques of grafting skin and muscle to restructure amputated organs like the nose and ears. This is the reason why the Shushruta is called the father of the plastic surgery. In Charaka Samhita, Charaka describes the various types of fevers like leprosy, hysteria, and tuberculosis. He also described the large number of plants and herbs which were used as medicine in the ancient India. And he described in details the various stages through the food passes from before being digested, as he written that about many stages in which the food passes through. And then this book is thus useful not only for study of ancient Indian medicine but also the ancient Indian herbs and chemistry. Indian medicines are developed on the lines laid down by Charak. And as you know, the Shushruta and the Charaka is the most changing surgeons who have changed the India, and